Hi, dear friends. I hope you're having a good day. And really, today's sharing is about how we can really have a good day, not create a bad day for ourselves. And yes, you heard it right. Sometimes we create a bad day for ourselves. Many a times when we have a bad day, we are blaming the world, blaming the economy, blaming our friends, blaming our parents, and blaming other things outside us, and thinking that they are causing me to have a bad day. But many a time, in fact, very, very often, we are having a bad day because of our own faulty thinking habits. And today I'm going to share with you some of the popular faulty thinking habits that we all indulge in, all of us indulge in, and we have to be aware of them, watch out for them, and really overrule them and change those habits. Because when we change those faulty thinking habits, we are able to create a good day for ourselves.
Hi, I'm Lata Ramesh, an anxiety coach and a clinical hypnotherapist, helping people overcome anxiety, stress, and negativity and finding their own place of peace and strength within them. Do like my videos and share it with anyone else who might benefit from these.
So let me start directly ahead with what's the first faulty thinking habit that we all indulge in. And that is comparing. We compare ourselves with others. And we open the social media and we look at someone who has gone on a vacation to Hawaii and say, oh, wow, they're enjoying in Hawaii. And here I have to work so hard every day. Or you get an email from someone or a WhatsApp message from someone where they say that, our daughter is getting married and this one is getting married. And you say, oh my God, everybody is getting married and I'm still single. So when we keep thinking and we compare with others, we are actually making ourselves feel worse. So comparison is a strict no-no. If you have to compare with what you were yesterday. Compare with how you have been doing and ask yourself, am I doing better than yesterday? Am I performing better than what I was performing last week or last month? So no comparison. The second faulty habit that we all have is judging ourselves. We constantly judge ourselves for multiple things. We judge ourselves by saying that I am either too fat or too tall or too thin, or I'm too lazy, I'm too stupid, I cannot understand this program, or I am not hardworking enough, I am not this, I'm not that. You have a long list of judgments, isn't it? And if you resonate with anything as you're here listening to this video, please put it down in the comments below and say, what is the common judgments that you indulge in? And judgment is something that we all automatically, our mind automatically goes to, but it is not helpful. We have to convert our self-judgments into self-appreciation, self-encouragement. Instead of saying, I am too fat, or I am too thin, or I am too tall, try saying that I am unique and I am the way that I am. So second faulty habit, avoiding, is no judgment. The third faulty habit is black and white thinking. Black and white thinking. Now, what is black and white thinking? Many a time, we either think in terms of black or white. That means either it is good or bad. Either it is this is the right thing to do or this is the wrong thing to do. So we are thinking in terms of extremes. Like, for example, I might think that my work, if I do my work, oh, this is whatever I'm doing, it's fantastic. It's the best quality work I'm doing. Or I might say it is such a horrible work. I know, nobody can ever like what I'm doing. This is terrible. But in reality, there is really no black and white. There is so many shades of gray. There is a spectrum that we go through in life. So even if our work, maybe when we start work, it seems very shoddy and unfinished. And as we keep doing work little by little, it gets better and better. And when we complete it, it looks really good. And that's that's what might happen as we continue working, that we have to recognize and say that it is at a different level of quality, and I can always upgrade it. I can always improve that quality. But right now, this is how it is. So just recognizing and accepting what it is very, very important. Black and white thinking can really make us feel miserable about ourselves and really have a bad day. Now let's come to the fourth one, which is the faulty thinking habit is make every catastrophe bigger than what it is. We all go through challenges. We all go through problems. But sometimes our mind plays a trick and we think faultily, thinking that this challenge that we are going through is actually the end of the world. We really literally think that. We think, oh my God, I'm never going to survive this. This is terrible. This is the most terrible thing that is happening. For example, suppose you're working on a project and that project has got delayed for different reasons. And you have also contributed to the delay probably, but it's got delayed. And you are thinking that, oh my God, this is so terrible that my project is getting delayed, and it's mainly because of me, and I'm going to get laid off. And if I'm going to get laid off, I won't be able to get another job, and I'll be homeless and I'll be out on the streets. So within a few moments, you have landed from a project not getting completed or got delayed to being homeless on the streets, all in your mind. Do you see how it happens? And that is a faulty thinking habit, because we are making every catastrophe or every challenge much, much bigger than what it is, much more worse than what it is. So watch out for this thinking habit and avoid it. The fifth faulty thinking habit is we worry about problems that you do not have. The problems has not materialized, but you're already worrying about it. And that is a common thing most people who have anxiety indulge in, is calling I call it what if thinking, right? Is that familiar for you? Do you resonate with that? Do you have what if thoughts? If so, put that in the comments and share it with the group and say what kind of what if thoughts that we have. I have a lot of what if thoughts too. But when we watch out, when we are aware for that what if thoughts, and we change this what if thoughts into, these are not even real. Why am I worrying about something that's not even happening? And change that, we are able to change our state of mind. Otherwise, the what if thoughts can again take us into a catastrophic thinking. So I might think, what if the internet fails when I'm in the middle of my exam? What if it starts raining and pouring and I'm not able to celebrate my birthday? Or what if my trip gets cancelled, my vacation gets cancelled, and I have to come back to doing my work and I'm not able to enjoy my vacation? So when something is not even happening and we are thinking about it and worrying about it, that is something that can really cause us to have a bad day. So be mindful of that again and watch out for that. Let's come to the sixth one. The sixth faulty thinking habit that we all have is we refuse to face reality. We refuse to face reality. Instead, we are living in a fantasy world. You might be finding this familiar. A lot of us again indulge in it. Sometimes we have to complete an important project that we are working in, or we have to attend to certain important tasks that we have to do, but it is overwhelming. The tasks are overwhelming, the project is overwhelming, and instead we get a social media message and we get caught up in that, and we don't even realize that 1 hour has passed and we are busy doing social media work instead of doing our office work or doing our other tasks that we are supposed to do. And that is because sometimes living in an alternate world seems less painful and more comfortable than living in the present world. Sometimes some of us have made a habit out of this habit, thinking habit, right? We have made a lifestyle change about it. We adopt addictions because of this, right? We might find ourselves addicted to social media, or addicted to alcohol, or addicted to shopping, addicted to talking too much. It can be addicted to anything, or addicted to chocolates or sweets. And through our addictions, what we are trying to do is we don't want to face reality and be in the now. Instead, we find it much more comfortable being in that zone, whether it's shopping or talking or social media or anything else. We get into that addictive mode. And that is all coming from that faulty thinking habit of not wanting to face reality. It is important for us to be in the present moment, and whatever it is, whether it is painful or not, we have to go through it and find solutions to overcome that. So let's come to the 7th faulty thinking habit, which is practice negative self-talk. Again, this is a very common faulty habit that we all have. There is a mind that is always criticizing us. There is a part of us that is always finding faults with what we do. And that part of the mind gets into an overactive mode when we are practicing negative self-talk. So it might be as simple as, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this. This is too much for me. I can never go in front of an audience and speak. My hands start shivering. These are the things that's going on in our mind. And as it goes on in our mind, we are practicing negative self-talk and demotivating us. We are demotivating ourselves. We are discouraging ourselves. We are unappreciating ourselves. And because of all this, we feel terrible. And when we feel terrible, we are not able to do well. You can't do well when you're feeling terrible. And so this is one thing that we have to watch out for, is what kind of self-talk do we have? And if we have negative self-talk, can't we convert it into positive self-talk? Maybe say things like, you can do this. You're a go-getter. You can handle this. Why didn't you try this one step at a time? So be kind to ourselves, practice self-love, and overcome negative self-talk. The next one, which is the 8th faulty thinking habit that we all indulge in, is think that it is a crime to make mistakes. We think it's a crime to make mistakes. Do you know anyone who's never made a mistake in your life? No. Everybody makes mistakes. Even the person who portrays that he's a perfectionist makes mistakes. He just portrays that like that in the social media. There is nobody in the world who's not made a mistake. And we all learn through mistakes. Mistakes are part of our learning. Mistakes are part of our growing. Mistakes are a part of our learning to handle life and survive in life. And in fact, it's good, because mistakes are like practice that we are doing to learn how to do something well. But if we start thinking that it is a crime to make mistakes, that we should never make mistakes, then we are actually making things harder for ourselves. So be kind to ourselves and allow ourselves to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. When we start learning from those mistakes, we find that we are making less and less mistakes. And when we make less and less mistakes, we are able to do things much more better. So don't think that it is a crime to make mistakes. Rather, tell yourself, I am a work in progress. I am learning, and I'm learning from my mistakes too. The 9th and the last faulty habit that I have for you today is believe that you are nobody unless you are perfect. This is a big one. And many of us have this problem of perfectionistic thinking. Many of my clients who come to me think that they have to be perfect. And if they are not perfect, they are nobody. That's not true. We are all in different stages of perfection. And really, what is perfection? We are all perfect the way that we are. What we might want to strive for is excellence rather than perfection. Strive for excellence rather than perfection, because excellence is comparing yourself from what you are today with comparing yourself with what you were yesterday or what you did last week. So comparison with yourself is excellence. But when you're comparing with others, when you're comparing with your colleagues, when you're comparing with your classmates, when you're comparing with other parents, when you're comparing with others, you're generating peer pressure also. But when that kind of comparison actually makes you feel a sense of imperfect. If you think you're not a good parent and you're comparing with another parent, that's because it's not an equal comparison. Your child is different. That child is different. If your child got a B grade and that child got an A grade, can you really compare? Your child has a different mind. They have a different class. They have a different teacher. And the environment is different. So when we compare with others, it's an unequal, unfair comparison. And that is what comes into play when we have a perfectionistic thinking. So watch out for this. It's not true that if you think that unless you're perfect, you are nobody. It's not true. And that is a faulty thinking habit. And these are the 9 faulty thinking habits that actually all of us indulge in and really make ourselves have a bad day. And if you change those habits, you can create a good day for yourself. And so these are, if you look at it the other way around, these are 9 ways to create a good day for yourself. Or 9 ways to create a bad day for yourself. Which one do you choose? Do you want to choose a good day or a bad day? And I'm going to summarize again what are the 9 ways, 9 faulty habits that we have. First one is comparison with others. Second one is judging yourself and putting yourself down. Third one is black and white thinking that everything is going well or everything is going terrible and bad. The fourth one is make every catastrophe bigger than what it is, worse than what it is. The fifth one is you worry about problems that is not manifested yet, that is not there. So what if thinking? The sixth one is refuse to face reality and live in an alternate world. The seventh one is practice self-talk. Practice self-talk. And that also negative self-talk for yourself, again, putting yourself down. Third, the eighth one is think that it is a crime to make a mistake. And the ninth one is believe that you are nobody unless you're perfect. These are the 9 ways that you can either create a bad day or 9 ways that you can create a good day. You choose, you decide. Because if you continue fostering those faulty thinking habits, you're creating a bad day. But if you're able to overcome those, if you're aware of those thinking habits, and if you're able to overcome them, you're able to convert your day into a good day and really have a good day. I hope this helps. Do share in your comments what you think about this. Thank you. Bye-bye.